everyone. Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. I am instructor Ms. Alpa Rupala. Today we are going to learn regarding WAP, that is Wireless Application Protocol. So today's lecture we will learn regarding to what is WAP, that is Wireless Application Protocol, how or why we are using that protocol, then after requirement of WAP, and then after WAP architecture. So first of all, what is WAP? WAP is the application communication protocol. Basically, it is designed to access internet and advanced telephony services from the mobile phones. That means nowadays everyone knows that we are using internet by the mobile phone, and even though we are calling anyone by the internet by some the application, that all functionality are being provided because of this particular protocol, which is known as wireless application protocol. So basically the WAP is using a special kind of markup language which is known as the WML, wireless markup language. So the WAP can be used in a variety of 2G or 3G internet network, but basically we are using it with the GPRS and 3G network. Requirement of WAP, why we are requiring WAP? So first of all, we are requiring WAP for easy, fast delivery of information and services for the mobile users. And second one, we are having already OSI model and TCP/IP model. We are using that model's lightweighted version into the WAP. So we are using layered, extensible and scalable architecture same as your OSI and TCP/IP model. So it is using, obviously it is by existing standard OSN TCP/IP model. We are using already established standard and we are using on a lightweighted mode in a WAP. We are supporting the wireless network by this, and then after we are securing our communication by WAP. Why? Because we are having one special layer in the layer protocol stack which is specifically for the security purpose. And we can optimize our narrow band barrier with the high latency in WAP. And we can use minimum resources for high efficiency. So these all are the requirements of WAP. That's why we are using WAP. Now next topic, WAP architecture. What is the WAP architecture? You can see this in diagram that we are having layered protocol stack in this. Okay. So the first one is WA. The first one is wireless application environment, that is the application layer protocol. Then after the session layer protocol, that is wireless session protocol, WSP. Then after the transaction layer protocol, that is wireless transaction protocol. And then after one special protocol for only service fundamental, that is wireless transaction layer protocol security. Okay, wireless transaction layer security protocol. And then after the last one is for the transport layer protocol, that is WDP, wireless datagram protocol. And this all protocol stack is basically we are using for this barriers which is what GPRS, we all know that this CPPD, okay, the GSM. We are using this WAP particular kind architecture for the functionality to be cover the functionality of this all protocols. And you can see that we are having another service and applications at the light boundary of this. So we can say that the WAE, WSP, WTP and WTLS, these all layers can be directly communicate with the another application. Okay, just the WDP cannot directly communicate with the another services or another application. We can directly use this another layers starting with the WTLS, WTP, WSP and WAE. Okay, so this is the WAP protocol stack. Obviously we all know that in OSI model we are having 7 layers. Okay, 7 layer stack protocol. In TCP/IP model we are having the 5 layer stack protocol. In WAP we are again having the 5 layer stack protocol. Now we are learning regarding to the each and every layer in detail. So first of all, wireless application environment. Your first layer of the application layer, that is wireless application environment. So the basic wireless application environment is is basically for the UI concept. Obviously, we all know that the application layer is basically for the user and computer interface. Okay, for the UI interface. So we are combining the WWW mobile telephone technology, and we are giving the UI to the computer network and your mobile phone and the user. So this is what the WAE basic fundamental. And the primary use, we are using the thin client for it. We are using the for addresses the URL and URI. Okay, the URL is uniform resource locator and uniform resource identifier. We are using this particular fundamental for the addressing purpose in the WAE. And for UI purpose, we are using two kind of languages. That is, first language is WML and second language is WML script, wireless markup language and wireless markup language script. This particular languages are, that is WML is correlevant to your XML. Okay, that is extensible markup language. But we are using this languages for the wireless communication purpose. Okay, and the second one is WML script. It is basically similar to your the JavaScript concept. Next, in the WAE concept, we can include another concept, that is the first one is user agent. The user agent is nothing but the actual medium between your mobile phone and your user. So we are using internet by some of the application, or we are using the internet by the web browser. So ultimately we can say the example of the user agent is any browser software. And for mobile communication, we are calling this browser as a micro browser. So ultimately, what is the user agent? This is something but for the better communication purpose between the mobile phone and the user. So whatever your request is, that request is transmitted by your user agent profile. Whatever your request is, that request will be transmitted by your user agent profile to the relevant server. That means when suppose I am going to Chrome of my mobile phone and then I am typing any xyz.com site. So what I am doing, I am requesting for the xyz.com site's home page. So that request will be directly go to the server of xyz.com site. So for this communication, we need to have some of the configuration of your mobile device, and that configuration from your mobile phone to the server of xyz.com will be transferred by the user agent profile. So your user agent profile is particularly notifying the content server about the device capability. So it is also referred to as capability and preference information, that is CPI. It is also known as capability and preference information. So ultimately we are giving our web client information to the server by the use of capability and preference information, which is also known as the user agent profile. Now in WAE again we are going to learn the next, that is the wireless markup language, that is WML, wireless markup language. This wireless markup language is similar to your XML. In XML also we are using the user defined text, and same as in the wireless markup language also we are using the user defined text. But what is the difference between XML and WML? Basically WML is a type-based document manipulation language, but for the thin client. Ultimately, we are having, suppose we are using this, we are developing this web page. So for that we can use HTML and we can use, for that we can use XML. Okay, so for UI purpose, whenever we are developing the website. Okay, but if we talk about our mobile web browser, so we require website, WAP, website to be created. So for website, we are using WML language in the place of HTML. So HTML we are using for creation of the web pages. It is web pages, okay. And for WML we are using to create the web pages, okay. So this WML is basically having the DAC and card metaphor kind of mechanism. What is DAC and card? Ultimately your website is known as the DAC, and individual pages of that website is known as the cards. So ultimately your WML is based on the DAC and card metaphor. Now WML script. The WML script is basically similar to your JavaScript. We are using this kind of language for to give the client any of the procedural logic. To give the client any of the procedural logic. So basically this is the similar as your JavaScript. We are giving some of the procedural logic fundamental to client side for the to basically reduce the load on the server, okay, and easy and fast communication between the client to client communication. Now next one is wireless telephony application. This is also under the WAE, wireless telephony application. So wireless telephony application is nothing but one special kind of application protocol which is basically we are using to create the telephonic services in the mobile application. What kind of telephony services? Obviously we all know that nowadays many of the applications are providing phone call in the application itself. They are using our internet and giving us the phone call kind of service, and that service is basically provided by this protocol, WTA protocol. Create telephony services, we are using the WTA protocol. So basically we can have the repository to store that whose call was there and at what time they have called, that all information can be stored, okay. And next we can again have some notification also, okay, that call is there, that is another kind of notification. Call is not there, that is another kind of application. Call is busy, that is another kind of notification. So this all kind of notification can also be there, and for that we are using the WTA service indication. The notification is also called as WTA service indication, okay. We are using WhatsApp web, okay, we are using WhatsApp call. So the WhatsApp call is the basic example of this service. Not every application is using this service, okay. This is not like that. If we are developing some application, then we can use or we want to use all the protocols. Whatever protocol is suited for your application, we can include that protocol. Now next one is the second layer, that is the wireless transaction protocol. This wireless transaction protocol is a light-weighted transaction-oriented protocol for a thin client. Obviously we all know that what is the main fundamental of transaction protocol in your OSI or TCP/IP model for the perfect data transfer from your client to server, okay, or for communication between the two network nodes. Okay, so whatever your full of information is, that will be transmitted according to the transaction protocol very properly. So obviously what is the functionality of each transaction? It must be unique, identified with unique identifier. It must be acknowledged. It must be retransmitted if any error is there, and duplication must be removed. So this all functionality is again provided by what? Your transaction protocol. Okay, for that purpose we are using class 0, class 1 and class 2 kind of acknowledgement, no acknowledgement, and two type of acknowledgement in this particular protocol. But the WTP is not providing the security mechanism. Why? Because we are having separate layer for the security mechanism. So we are just reducing the burden of this layer by giving that burden to another layer, and we are creating another layer for specifically security. So we can say that the WTP is running on the top of the datagram service protocol basically, but one layer is separated, that is the WTLS for the security purpose. Okay, so basically we can use the unreliable communication with no result message, we can use reliable communication with one result message, and we can use reliable communication with one reliable message. So according to it we can divide our classes or WTP provides this kind of services or features, that is class 0, unreliable one-way request. Class 1, reliable one-way request. Class 2, reliable two-way request and reply transaction. And this all can be combined into a single one. Okay, whatever your requirement is, according to that you can use that particular class. If I am requiring only if I am not requiring any error control mechanism, then I can use just a class 0. Okay, but if I want to fulfill that my messages is reaching to the receiver perfectly, then I must use class 2 kind of service. It is the out of band data on the acknowledgement kind of fundamental. We can concate or we can use the delayed acknowledgement to just reduce the number of messages to be sent. We can have the asynchronous transaction. The WTP basically supports peer-to-peer client-server architecture and multi-cast architecture. It requires low memory. Okay, so these all are the basic features of WTP. Now next layer is wireless transaction layer security. So as I just told you that this particular layer is specifically for the security purpose. So all the security fundamental, that is of data integrity, privacy, authentication and denial of service protection, that all is combined into the single layer, that is WTLS. For that particular we are using the transport layer security. Okay, just like your SSL. So what features? It has many features like datagram support, optimization, handshake and dynamic key refreshing. Now the last protocol layer is wireless datagram protocol. So basically obviously we all know that this is the last layer, and in TCP/IP and OSI model you are having the last layer as a physical layer. So whatever your functionality is which is provided by your physical layer, that all functionality can be provided by the WDP in WAP protocol architecture stack. So what kind of services? Port number, then optional segmentation and resampling, then optional error detection, that all fundamental. Obviously we want to develop one very light-weighted mode transaction protocol. So these all things are optional. If we want to add that protocol, add that services, then we are using that service. If we don't want to add that services, that we are not using. So that we can develop one application with the light-weighted mode and heavy-weighted mode. Whatever your application requirement is, according to that you can use these services. Now WDP is basically a barrier service which is directly connected by the some of the barriers. We will see that what the barriers are. Okay, then adaptation layer of the WDP maps with the WDP functional directory. Okay, so basically your WDP is directly giving you the web barrier services, kind of service like SMS service, then CSD, that is circuit switch data service, then GPRS service, and then unstructured supplementary service data, that is USSD, or many more. Okay, so basically in today's lecture we learned regarding to the web, then after the requirement of web, and then after the web architecture, and each and every layers function of the architecture in detail. Okay, so we will continue the web in our next lecture also. Thank you. We will meet in our next lecture.